Chuck Todd is NBC's political director and moderator of Meet the Press. Chuck, good morning. Good to see you, my friend. I was struck watching that piece from Kelly. The ad from Tommy Tuberville, the Senate candidate in Alabama, included an interview between you and President Trump, where you asked President Trump if he could have one do-over in his administration. He said, I wouldn't have hired Jeff Sessions. I wouldn't have appointed Jeff Sessions, now calling him a slime, telling him to get out of the race. The difference, as Kelly pointed out, this time, Jeff Sessions is punching back. I would point out also that Jeff Sessions was the first United States senator to endorse Donald Trump back in 2015 during his run for the presidency.
It was. Look, this is a bitter primary. Tommy Tuberville is ahead, and he's ahead in some polls by a significant margin because of the Trump base. The president's most, biggest defenders, even in Alabama, are showing a preference of Tuberville over Sessions. But there's a part of Sessions, I think, if he fights back. Look, if he gets through this primary, I'll tell you this. If you're Doug Jones, the Democratic senator that holds that seat right now, the person you don't want to face is Jeff Sessions, because Jeff Sessions is now able to show some independence from Trump, from some of those moderate Republicans who voted for Jones the last time. Sessions is a guy, those moderate Republicans will come right back and vote for him. So in some ways, this divisive end to this runoff campaign, if Tuberville's the nominee, could end up giving Democrats a slightly better chance than I think they ever had in that seat anyway. They're still the underdog, but maybe slightly better because of this feud.
That race really does have everything down in Alabama, including a frontrunner who was the former coach at Auburn. Chuck, let's talk about this presidential race between President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden. Joe Biden was on the popular radio show over Zoom this time called The Breakfast Club. Charlemagne the God interviewed him. And Joe Biden made a comment that he's been having to walk back now for 2 days, where he said, effectively, if you're even considering voting for Donald Trump, quote, you ain't black. Obviously, that was offensive to a lot of people. It gets to the kind of campaign he's trying to conduct from his own home, doing it virtually through these interviews, and yet he's doing well in the polls. A Quinnipiac poll and a Fox News poll show him opening up leads among many important groups. What is the state of this campaign for Joe Biden right now?
By the way, just a quick aside observation. I'm struck about if Donald Trump makes the same type of gaffe, he blows through it, plows through it, pretends it never happened. And Joe Biden, the expectation is he's got to deal with it, and he tried to deal with it. And it's a reminder that this is not the first time that he's sometime gotten loose with his words, particularly when it comes to feeding into old stereotypes at times. Look, I think it's a reminder of the risk-reward of this Biden in the basement strategy. Okay, I think there's some on his team that think it's better to stay in the basement, make this Trump versus Trump. Trump desperately wants to make this Trump versus Biden. The less you're out in public, the harder that will be. At the same time, he was able to sit here and make a gaffe while in his basement. That isn't a good sign either for Biden. So, look, at the end of the day, it's a bad one-day story. But the polls are the polls, and we're seeing the more this is Trump versus Trump, the better it is for Biden.
Yeah, the Biden campaign's happy to let Donald Trump have the stage for the most part when they look at their poll numbers. Chuck Todd, thank you so much. Happy Memorial Day weekend to you and your family. We'll look for much more this morning on Meet the Press when Chuck is joined by National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien for a discussion on how safe it is now to reopen America.